I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. We're back at the beginning. Season 1, episode 1. We don't know these people. We know nothing. JK, we know everything, but you won't because we won't say anything because that's a spoiler and we don't do that. But we're excited. Meredith has never seen this season before.
No, I'm really happy.
She's with the rest of you. I, on the other hand, did watch this and I loved it, and that's why I'm here today. That's it. Okay. First, A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast, and we have a Vanderpump Rules podcast, which is currently spitting out episodes of season 3, and eventually will be season 9, but we can't fit season 4 between season 3 and season 9 because the season's like 20,000 episodes, so it's got to be in the off season. It's too long, sorry. So you'll just get season 3 and then season 9. But Summer House this season is 10 episodes. So guess what we're doing is this, and we're excited for it because we love Summer House. Yep. Please rate, subscribe, review. This podcast is doing surprisingly well. We haven't gotten as many negative reviews, if not any. So if you could keep not giving us negative reviews, that would be lovely. And please rate us 5 stars because that would also be lovely.
Also, while you're listening to it, just go right now. Hit the 5-star button. If you want to leave a little comment, just love this. It's fine enough for us.
Exactly. Also, I'm going to be obviously posting on the Instagram at Vanderpasta. I'm going to try and find some fun throwback pics because listen, I would Google Summer House season 5 for like the current season that we just did, and it would only be throwback pictures, and I'd be like, get the twins out of here. They're not in I can't.
They're back. They're back.
They're here. They're now the twins. We love them. We hate them. I don't know. Actually, I go back and forth. They're just a lot of energy, which I'm sure you guys have seen in this. I'm exhausted. Okay, but also patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Become a patron. Here's what's happening if you join. For $1 a month, you get access to any episodes that we record early. That's this episode. I don't know when this episode's being released.
This summer.
Meredith doesn't know
it's
when
summertime.
It's
oh
my God, hello.
Could have had it like weeks ago is all I can tell you.
Listen, Meredith and I are in sweatshirts. Though it's May, the Midwest does not care. It's cold. But when you're listening to this, we'll probably be in t-shirts. So you missed out.
I'm going to have a nice tan. I'm going to be like this Summer House crew and be nice and tan, and it's probably going to be past 4th of July.
Oh my God, you guys, you really missed out.
That's a lie. It's June.
Oh my God, you guys, you really missed out. You could have had this so long ago, but it's fine. But also for $1 a month, you get access to our, oh my God, I just threw my pen. You get access to our pre-show, which is where Meredith and I talk about everything and anything we want because it's
they've been long lately. There's a lot for us to discuss.
So if you want to kill a half hour, join our Patreon, get the pre-show. You're welcome. I don't know. It's our show. We talk about what we want. Anyway, for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show, which we are doing after we record this episode.
I'm excited.
We will talk about spoilers. So we're not doing spoilers for this episode. It's like we're newbies with you, but we'll go on the after show and talk about every spoiler that we want to because
tea.
It's our show and we can do what we want. Also, we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Mariah, Tracy, Dustin, Jackie, and Kristen. Woo! Okay, and then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned, plus when we do live shows, which we just finished Summer House. Eventually, we're going to do Vanderpump, and Winter House is going to be coming, so stay tuned. I will ask our $5 patrons to give us their thoughts on the episode. So if you're not a $5 patron, you don't get to participate.
You have to work harder to participate.
You better get our attention in our inbox and on Instagram, or else I'm not mentioning you at all. Even though I love you, you don't pay me $5 a month, so I don't love you enough. Meredith might love you more. I have an ice cold heart. Whatever. Also for $5 a month, we'll pick a patron of the episode. So listen, now we have 3 patrons to pick from. And even though 2 of them are married to each other, I'm gonna pick one at a time. So I'm going to start the season with our friend Dustin. And I'll tell you why. Because Dustin, he has never seen Summer House.
Season 1?
At all. No, Dustin has not seen episodes. Yeah, this is his first. Or hang on. Dustin hasn't seen any seasons. This was his first. Yes.
So
okay.
Season 5 was his
Dustin's
first?
Season 5. Dustin watched of Summer House. He has never seen Summer House Season 1. So for this show, it's Dustin because he's a newbie and he can't wait.
Yay!
So excited.
Dustin, I'm right there with you. I know nothing about this season. I mean, I know some of the cast because of future seasons, but have no clue what's going on.
Ooh, okay, so that's you guys. I love a good newbie. I'm actually, just for the first episode, I'm gonna mention this. I'm pretty sure Kristen has, well, let me start with what I am sure of. I for sure know that Jackie has seen season 1.
Kristen has 2. She said she wants to go back with us.
Oh, yes. Okay, and Kristen. So yes, I'm picking the newbie.
Yay, so Dustin!
Jackie, Kristen, and I know what's happening. Meredith and Dustin are lost little puppies that we
Team Lost Puppies.
All right. I'm not mixing it up because my allergies have destroyed my whole mental state. If you hear me sniffle, it's allergies. Sorry. It's fine. You know what? This is why I need to live in a city. You know how some people just can't do like high altitudes because they get altitude sickness, and other people just like hate water. I need to be. Water. People are scared of water. They don't want to live by oceans. People hate water. I've decided that I need to live in an area at all times that just has massive buildings and no nature. Because I'm only at my parents' in the Chicago suburbs, and there is pollen fucking everywhere. I haven't had allergies in 2 years. So thank God I'm moving to a place with smog and dirt because that's better than pollen. Hooray for killing the earth. Okay, let's go to the Hamptons then. So the Hamptons, it's your mom's friends that wears pearls. That's the overall vibe of the Hamptons. But the young kids go to Montauk, and that is the mom's friend that wears pearls, her slutty daughter that's kind of promiscuous. That's Montauk.
That's what we want. We want to be there.
Yes. Summer house is summer camp with no counselors and lots of alcohol. We're renting this house. So basically, the crew has, like, the core of the crew has been renting houses together for years.
And this is a very common thing televised in New York.
Can't wait for someone to invite me to their summer house. I don't clean, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But yes, so Bravo just decided this was what we were going to record, and man, did it work. We'll get into everyone's whatever eventually. But basically how Summer House starts is Vanderpump Rules was a established show that Bravo was doing. And Stassi, one of the stars of Vanderpump Rules, knows the twins, Lauren and Ashley. And so Stassi and her LA friends from Vanderpump were out in the Hamptons, and Ashley and Lauren invited the girls to the house. So if you're watching Vanderpump Rules,
it's season 4 of Vanderpump.
I think season 4 of Vanderpump, and I think it was a legit. You know how Beverly Hills did like their show and it went straight into Vanderpump? Yes. That's what this was. It was like Vanderpump Rules. We're watching these girls in Montauk, and that was like, JK, we're in a pool with the Summer House crew, and it introduced the show. So it wasn't a great introduction. I feel like they started super hard, but it's fine. We started.
There needs a little bit of explanation of the Hamptons, though. So that was worth it.
So that's what's happening. So it's Stassi, Katie, Sheena, and Kristen from Vanderpump Rules. We're here. It's a pool party. Everyone, basically, the episode of Vanderpump Rules was we were all getting drunk in the Summer House. Then we start to separate because we're all hammered. Stassi is in this hot tub with this guy, Kyle. And Kyle's hammered. And Kyle's a frat douche.
Did we get a
if you know
timestamp?
And love him. It is nighttime.
It's dark. I feel like Summer House is actually really good with timestamps, but I didn't recognize what the timestamp was. But Kyle seems hammered beyond belief.
He's super hammered. Stassi's newly single, as she said, but for real, she was like super hard single girl on the Vanderpump show. So her and Kyle are kind of feeling it out. She's gonna see. Kyle feels the sexual connection. He's there for it. He loves it. He has heard blondes are supposed to mate, so this is perfect. And he's forgotten her name. So
Yikes.
he knows nothing about her, and Stassi's very like offended by this. Like, yes, you should remember my name.
If you don't watch Vanderpump, basically what you need to know about Stassi is she calls herself Princess Stassi.
She's very high maintenance. Listen, I wouldn't be that offended. I'd be like, you're kind of a douche, but I wouldn't fully lecture a dude, I feel like.
I'd like give the look also, Stassi was like given, and then I would get out of the pool and go find my friends.
Also, let's do a vibe check really quick. So Stassi and most of the Vanderpump cast are very relationship-y type people. Mm-hmm. The Summer House cast, particularly as we saw Kyle, is not that vibe. They are hookup. I don't know if it's New York versus LA. I don't know if it's what's happening, but Kyle's not looking to remember her name. If it's easier to not exchange names, that'd probably be better for Kyle.
Yeah.
But it's fine. He got it. He figures out it's Stassi. And then Kyle's like, hey, your bathing suit makes you kind of look like Steve Jobs, which I got. I got the joke. 100%. I thought it was kind of funny. Also, listen, I don't buy bathing suits with turtlenecks, so I get this. It's kind of funny. It was funny. I
think it's funny, but after everything else, I think like no matter what Kyle does, it's gonna be annoying.
It's just gonna be bad. So he's like, whatever. And she's so offended. She's like, you're saying I look like an old guy? And I want to be like, no. That's not the joke. The joke is that you're wearing a turtleneck.
Which it comes up later with Steven. He's like, the turtleneck.
I get it. I love that. So then Stassi starts to be like, is this what's out there? Is it you and guys that call me old guy?
I would be a little concerned funny. Too.
That was so funny. And she tells Kyle the only way it could get worse is if he was a serial killer, to which Kyle in his interview then goes, I don't think Stassi is spending the night.
I think the serial killer thing is going right over his head.
And then as they're getting out, oh my God, as they're getting out of the hot tub, I think he's getting out and he looks at her and he goes, I can see your nipple. High five. And she is so offended. Listen, he wasn't trying to romance her, but she was trying to be romanced. So this did not go
He
well
was trying to get her in his bed, but he's so hammered, he doesn't know he doesn't even have any game right now. Drunk Kyle thinks he has game by saying this. No,
he didn't have game. Listen, I wouldn't have ended up in his bed, but I wouldn't have been offended by anything.
No, but drunk Kyle thinks he's saying things that
drunk Kyle's
I can see your nipple.
But I wouldn't have been as offended. I would have started laughing. I don't know why. I think
I would have been like Stassi, because I would have been like, are you serious? But I would have left way earlier.
Yeah, but the Steve Jobs I would have been like, oh my God.
I would have been like, oh right. My God. And I would have walked away like,
I have to leave because.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're playing Rose Pong outside. We see some names. We see that there's Kyle, Christina, Everett, Lindsay. And so Lindsay Stassi tells everyone about what happened in the hot tub and how Kyle has super turned her off.
Yeah.
And the twins
pointed mostly at Ashley. I feel like Ashley is standing right in front of her when she's talking.
Yeah. Ashley's really taking the brunt, but like, this is one of those moments where it's like, they're not going to apologize for Kyle because they know Kyle and they say he's really smart. There is substance, but like the first time you meet him, you don't want it to be drunk.
As they say that, listen, he's shoving chips in his mouth in the house.
Listen, I think if I was friends with Kyle, I would love Kyle. I think he'd be drunk Kyle telling me he saw my nipple. I think it was the funniest thing. If I'm trying to possibly sleep with Kyle, my first time meeting him, this was not great. It wasn't great.
I think you have to be friends with him first and not be like 100%. Any type of love interest.
Yeah. They say he's a frat boy gone wrong.
Oh,
just a lovable idiot. I love it. It's great.
Me too.
And then this is where Stassi's like, he called me Steve Jobs, and Steven's like, the turtleneck.
I get it.
And literally, the twins kind of laugh, and Stassi is again so.
She is like,
are you fucking kidding me? I loved it. So then we're all inside, and Kristen, who, listen, this is how I feel about Kristen. It's just, so she goes up to Kyle and she's like, what happened with Stassi? I didn't find that funny what you were doing to my friend. And Steven's just like, listen, you got to know Kyle. When he's drunk, he does really slow body motions and he points a lot and he's just a mess. So Kyle apologizes.
Which I love
Stassi.
the pointing in the slow motion.
I love it. The way Steven did it. Steven's a star. So Kyle does apologize for the fashion comments. Stassi calls him a douche. It's fine. Kyle still barely knows her name. It's not a love connection.
Also, I think it's kind of weird that Kristen is like so uppity that Stassi's offended. Like Kristen's so offended that Stassi's offended that she gets involved. It's like, oh my God, this is not that big of a deal.
If you had come up to me, the only reason Kristen should be offended is if Stassi like really liked Kyle and then he did this and like really hurt her feelings.
But I feel like you'd have to like him and have something going for a while to be this offended as a friend.
Agreed. But if you came up to me and you were in a turtleneck swimsuit and you were like, this dude called me fucking Steve Jobs, I would never stop laughing at you. I'd be like, you can never wear this bathing suit again. It triggers me now.
Like, I get why it's Stassi's personality to be pissed off about this.
Yes, but Kristen shouldn't be mad unless Stassi had the biggest crush on him and they had this love connection and then Kyle said something so rude to her. So thank God all the girls, the Vanderpump Rules girls leave. Goodbye. So it's just the Summer House crew now. Kyle is chowing down on some watermelon. Listen, I won't spoil a lot of Summer House, but I love the kitchen shots of everyone eating. They are my fucking favorite.
Kyle eating food, drunk is everything I need.
Masterpiece. Should have won a Grammy or what's the TV show? An Emmy. Lindsay and Everett are very horny, so we're gonna assume they're dating or drunk. I don't know. So the twins are really embarrassed about Kyle, but Christina's like, it's not like what he said was offensive, right? He just said she looked like Steve. I get it. It wasn't offensive. He didn't call her Butterface, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
When she says that, it puts it into so much perspective. It's like, it's not like he really like truly said something about her. It was the bathing suit.
It was just, and Steve Jobs is one of his idols. So like,
it makes sense.
Correct. Thank you. Okay, but tomorrow's going to be rough. So now it's Monday morning. So it's 8 a.m. Everyone's late because we got to make it back to the city for work. We're hungover and it takes 3 hours to get into the city. So we're not going to be there till 11. So everyone's kind of fucked. Everett wakes the whole house up. If you Sunday fun day, you're screwed on Monday. Unlike the LA chicks, we have jobs here. So we're going to go and do a work montage of Monday through Friday, which is super fun.
Yep. Walking and talking on cell phones.
I love, do you think Bravo was like, can you get a shot of just whatever? So they're like, hey, did you get the numbers I sent over?
Well, what's funny is I literally did this today. I was walking around back to my apartment from lunch, talking on the phone about work.
I don't think I've ever, I have a few times, but nothing serious. Like these kids are serious. Like,
people
did you see the
presentation?
I got to get it together.
Yeah, I was talking about lead gen programs and how to optimize things.
Well, we learned Kyle's almost 34. Lauren feels like she's really in between her friends going to Coachella and her friends who are having babies. Like she's somewhere in the fun middle, which I relate to. I think I'm in that fun middle somewhere.
I agree. I'm not interested in the going clubbing every single night or doing these late crazy things, but I'm not ready to have a child.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in between. This is where we learn New York City is very hot in the summer. I cannot wait. I'm going to sweat my balls off and be a size 4.
And you just
can't wait. Well, now it's Friday. We've made it to the weekend. It's 4th of July weekend.
Heck yeah.
They drive down in groups. The first group has Kyle and a margarita machine. What else do you need?
Oh my God. Also, I literally was like, I think I need a margarita machine after seeing this. I need a margarita machine. Also, this is the tiniest margarita machine. It's clearly, what year do we think this is? 2014? 16.
Oh, maybe.
If it's season 4 Vanderpump, it's 2014.
Well, minus 5 years from 2021, right? Or 2020.
Yeah. 2016.
Minus 5. 2015? It doesn't matter. Whatever. Who cares?
5 plus 6 somewhere... is 11.
Oh, I was going from 2020 minus 5 is 2015. So it filmed in 2015, probably.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Yeah. But whatever. Also, really quick, this margarita machine makes the weirdest looking margaritas. What do they call it? Dish soap?
No, that is not the margarita machine's fault. It's the mix he bought.
The mix that Kyle came with.
Don't even diss the machine. It's Kyle's fault.
So with Kyle, we have Steven and Ashley. Steven crushed his Wonder Bread. Deserved to get crushed.
Ashley's like, well, that's what happens when you buy Wonder Bread. Who the fuck buys Wonder Bread?
And now Ashley's like, we all drove down together. So that forces Lauren and Carl to drive down together. And Carl's like, Ashley thinks Carl and Lauren are kind of feeling each other and she doesn't know if she likes it. So Lauren's been doing summer houses for 6 summers. Carl is a new guy in their summer house crew. And she thinks he's a total babe and he's single. So she loves it.
Can I say one thing? We get multiple types of hairstyles from Carl, and not really truly hairstyles, but we have one where his hair's kind of on his forehead, and then later it's like pushed up on the forehead. I can't watch it.
Looks bad.
I swear to God, if his hair's on his forehead this whole season, I can't watch this anymore.
Good luck. I might be doing this alone.
Oh no!
Of course, Carl.
That's the one thing I hate about going back to like old episodes of shows is like the styles of hair and clothing and all that. I'm like, oh God.
It's funny. Yeah. Poor Carl's just a BB. But he met Kyle and Everett. And that's how he got pulled into the summer house. And he tells Lauren it seems like a cliquey group, but he's ready to kind of make his mark in it. So we're excited. And then we learned Carl's move to get girls is him turning to a girl and going, "Hi, my name's Carl. What's yours?" Which
you would say yes in a heartbeat. I would too if Carl turned to me and said, "Hello, I'm Carl."
I'd be like, "Hello." Okay, Ashley, Lauren's sister, thinks that Carl is kind of a player, and she doesn't want Ashley to get involved with that type of guy.
Yep.
And Kyle's like, yeah, total player, but it's fine. It's fine. Lauren's a big girl, right? She's like 29 years old. We learned Carl's from Pittsburgh. His mom worked really hard to get them to have a family vacation for like 6 days out of the year. So now him going to the beach every weekend is like his dream come true. He's gonna ball out.
It's really cool. Like I never really thought about that. Like how, because like I grew up going to the beach once a year too. That you just
once a year,
this big, really big thing every time you go. So what a crazy world now to go every single weekend in a nice ass house.
Yeah, really. So Lauren and Carl arrive at the house. Lauren and Ashley go to unpack. We learn they're identical twins, but the difference is Ashley has a wedding ring and Lauren does not. Oh, and Ashley thinks that Lauren's boobs hang a little bit lower than hers.
But
I mean,
Lauren's
they're
boobs
bigger, but
are bigger. Yeah.
They're bigger. Also, I have to ask this because I grew up with friends that were twins, and I can identify twins that are identical. I can get them apart really easily. Like the first time I meet them, I'm good. Like I know
there's only been, I think, like one set of twins where I'm like, I don't know. And it's usually if it's guys. Guys are a little harder to tell apart sometimes because the way their hair sits is pretty similar.
It's pretty normal.
Like with girls, you can usually tell like the style of hair they do or like little things because there are more things that go into being a girl.
But I can tell Lauren and Ashley apart pretty easily.
Ashley's face is just a little bit slimmer, like narrower.
And her hair is slightly longer or lighter.
So it's a little thinner. Like Lauren's hair is a little bit more voluminous.
Okay, just wanted to ask if we can tell them apart.
Yes.
I can. I probably will get mixed up occasionally with like we do a night cam and I don't know which one's which, but well, we should be fine. So Ashley asked Lauren about the car ride and Lauren thinks Carl's fun. There's definitely chemistry, but she just met him, so we're not going to take things too fast.
It's exploring.
Lauren has really bad luck with guys, though. Whereas Ashley doesn't. She met her husband, Brad, her first week of college. And at the end of summer, she's moving out to California to be with him.
She said he got a job right after graduation in California. So she been living in New York and he's been in California this whole time?
I think so, because her twin's in New York. Listen, these two.
How do you choose your twin over your husband?
Ashley and Lauren are the real couple in all this. Even Brad knows it. He has to.
I guess.
Twins are crazy. I've never had a twin, but they're crazy in love with each other.
You know what? That's true. I watched Total Bellas on E! And those twins, they literally move their whole lives for each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Your twin's your first relationship, I've heard. So it's fun. So while we're talking about Carl, we get a fun flash of him brushing his teeth with a hairbrush. And I just want to bring to attention that this was repulsive and weird.
God, I noticed that and I was like, the fuck is going on?
If you see something in your teeth, my thought would be get it with a nail, like your fingernail or a toothpick or
like a business card, literally anything except
the fuck is your hairbrush gonna do?
I don't want hair in my mouth. Literally anything else in the room.
Even a hairbrush doesn't give you aim.
Even the end of I would actually prefer you doing an end of a lotion thing over a hairbrush. Anything over a hairbrush.
If you're getting something out of your teeth, you need precision because your teeth are small and that thing in your teeth are small. Your hairbrush, that thing's ginormous. You're not getting any kind of precision. Well,
I would actually rather you pull out a piece of hair. I guess boys don't have long enough hair, but I would rather you pull out a piece of hair and use that.
Leave the thing in your tooth and go brush your teeth. Use your toothbrush. After.
Yeah, maybe honestly. You literally thought toothbrush, brush. Same thing.
Brush. It all brushes. Boys are stupid. Okay, so Carl's only been in New York for 2 years. And he's a new guy. When you're a new guy, you take a new ride every night, which sounds fun. So Lauren's going to take it really easy and just see where it goes. Ashley thinks it's going to go badly. Carl's oblivious to how to brush his teeth properly. So this seems like a fun threesome.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wait, between the brush, Carl, and Lauren, or Lauren, Ashley, and Carl?
They're all fun. It all seems really fun. I don't even know.
Brushing your teeth with a hairbrush, not fun.
Has anyone tried it? Please let us know. That will get you on the show. Please DM us on Instagram and let us know if you've ever done this. So Lindsay and Everett are here. Everyone hates it. Everyone hates this couple. I love it. Everyone hates it. So Lindsay, when they rented the house in February, Lindsay was single. And then her and Everett, who have known each other for a really long time, for years, they decided that right before they do a summer together, it's a really good idea to hop into a relationship 2 months before.
Which this makes me think. So it's kind of the way it sounded and the layout of the house is it seems like Everett was not going to be in this house this year, is friends with everyone, but wasn't going to be in the house. And did you see that Christina has a bed on the floor in the twins' room?
Oh, and Steven's on the couch.
Yes. So I feel like Christina and Lindsay were supposed to room together, similar to the twins rooming together. But when Everett came into the crew or into the house for dating, that's just my assumption. I just was noticing where people are sleeping and how things are working.
I only noticed Steven because I thought he probably paid less and he was a last edition, can I come kind of thing. And so they were you can pay less if you don't get your own room, which he was that's fucking fine. I'll sleep wherever. Mm-hmm. But damn, Christina, I'd be kind of pissed if I was Christina. I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, later on, Lindsay says that she's just a guest, though.
Go find some hotel.
So I wonder if Christina kind of got pushed out of a full-on room too.
Maybe Everett paid Christina's half so then Christina could just come on weekends or something.
Yeah.
It's all about who paid and I don't think ever get that.
No.
But, or who organized it, which I think would be Kyle, and that's probably why he has his own room.
Yes.
Oh, Carl also has his own room.
No, I think his is in the basement with Steven.
No, Steven's on the couch upstairs.
Oh, I thought his couch was in the basement
outside
next to
the
Carl.
kitchen. No, the kitchen, and then Steven sits on that couch.
Oh, yeah.
With the Warkus twins.
Yeah, upstairs with the kitchen.
And then I see
what you're saying.
I need a layout of the house. Someone give me the blueprints. But Steven basically, he thinks Everett and Lindsay are disgusting. Because Lindsay's talking about marriage and how Everett's saving for a ring, and it's been 2 months. Wild. And Kyle's hesitant because Everett was his single guy. That was his bro. They were gonna single it up in the Hamptons together. But now he's gonna buy a ring.
And it seems like Kyle didn't know this. So it's like, wait, you're thinking about buying a ring and you've never mentioned it?
Yeah. And then Steven says him and Lindsay used to hang out all the time. But now, because she's dating Everett, he's stuck hanging out with the Malibu Barbie twins and their drunk cousin Kyle. I want that to be our tagline. The Malibu Barbie twins and their drunk cousin Kyle. Because that's my favorite. That's my favorite. Whatever. Again, Ashley doesn't think this is going to end well. I don't know if Ashley seems to be the only one in a stable relationship here. So she's the only one that can judge everyone else's relationships. And I love it.
Yep.
Except Steven said he's in an intercontinental relationship, which I question.
Who the hell knows? I don't.
Great.
It's not like we got a name or even where this person lives. Who the fuck knows? It's basically just a catfish.
And it was just dropped. It was like, yeah, so I'm in an intercontinental relationship and blah, blah, blah. And then he went on to his point and I was like, pause.
What does intercontinental mean? Does that mean a different continent or the same continent?
I thought it was a different continent.
That's what I thought it was whenever I heard the word.
But intercompany relationship would be same company. But if you're in the same country, wouldn't you or in the same continent? I guess maybe if they're in Canada,
is Ashley,
he's in the US.
Potentially,
she's long distance. Maybe continental is it could be Mexico or Canada or Iceland.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it, but you keep going.
Okay, great. So now we have dinner time. We made steak. Lauren got a tick last week, almost up her vag, and sent Carl a tick pic. Which, listen, gross.
I'd be pissed if I got a tick, first off. But also...
Would you be pissed to get a tick pic?
Would die laughing if I got a tick pic. And everybody died.
Well, Carl thinks Lauren's hot, so he's kind of flirting. So this is how Kyle seems to be the main guy who knows everyone. This is how we met everyone. So... he met Lauren.
I think it's just another word for long distance relationship.
Oh, why didn't he just say long distance? Okay, Ashley's also in intercontinental.
Long distance in parentheses intercontinental. I can't say that word anymore.
Okay, so in North America. So it could be US, Canada, or Mexico.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Hooray, Steven. Okay, so Kyle met everyone. So he met Lauren on a train Memorial Day weekend in 2014. And then obviously you meet Lauren, you meet Ashley. And then on the same train, he was with Christina, who was in his house that year. And then he met Lindsay because that was Christina's guest that she brought to the house. Mm-hmm. And then he met Steven through Lindsay and then met Everett July 4th, 2014. So it sounds like 2014 was a big year for Kyle because Everett was having a house party that Kyle showed up to. And then last year he met Carl because Carl was chugging the world's largest rosé, which that's Kyle's moment. So
I think it's really awesome that because in a sense he met all these people last summer, 2014, because I think this is 2015. Right. So,
but yeah.
So he met all these people a lot of these people 1 year ago, or maybe it was 2 years. Actually, it was probably 2 years at this point.
Okay, it aired in 2017, so we were really off.
So it was filming in 2016.
16. So 2 years he's had these friends. And then Carl was last year.
Yes. Which is interesting that it's cool that you meet these people in such unique situations, but they clearly put in the effort to be friends after this. Just meeting someone on a train and
So then we're not gonna go out tonight not everyone's gonna go out tonight because it's raining and we're gonna get a little cozy. And we talk about our summer goals. Lauren wants to do things she normally wouldn't do, not just anal, other things, but anal can be included, as Everett
We're talking
pointed
about
out.
social things, not sexual things, Everett.
Ashley's goal is to find Lauren a guy. Carl's goal is to wingman Kyle so they can have a bromance. That was a stupid ass goal, Carl.
These are all stupid. Why are we putting goals down for the summer?
Steven agrees. Steven's like, I haven't made a summertime goal since the first grade. I don't know what the fuck
are we doing? Like, come on.
And Kyle doesn't want to be bromenting into his 40s because he's the oldest millennial. This is a goal. He wants to get it out of his system so his 40s can roll around and he could be fine.
That makes sense.
There we go.
This is the time to do it, I guess.
So we're going to play beer pong. It's Carl and Lauren versus Kyle and Carl.
This is fun. Like, Lauren's
Kyle and Everett. Everett and Carl, too much.
Yeah. Kyle and
Everett versus Carl and Lauren.
And I love this because Lauren's in her pajamas. Like, this is fun. Like, I like that they're just, like, having a good time.
Man, Carl and Lauren are feeling each other.
Mm-hmm. They're dancing against each other's backs.
He picks her up and jumps her up and down.
Ooh.
And then, okay, it's after midnight. Kyle and Carl sneak out because every bar is open till 4 a.m. anyway. And then they meet up with Everett and Lindsay, who must have also snuck out at some point because Everett was at beer pong. So I don't know how that happened. Unless that was Steven maybe, but I saw Everett. So I don't know. But then they're like, oh no, we lost
where'd Carl go?
We don't know where Carl is. So then at around 4 a.m., Everett, Lindsay, and Kyle come home with a guest named Amanda, who is Kyle's ex-girlfriend.
Oof, we just get a little outside shot of her walking in.
I know, it like pauses and it like points like Amanda.
Because she was sitting on like, it looked like one of those like retaining walls or something. And then when she gets up to walk into the house, they're like, pause.
Amanda. So the four of them go into the kitchen, and of course you're being loud because you're drunk and you're just trying to eat. And so Lauren, of course, because Lauren's a lot, which I would also be pissed if it was 4
This is why you don't take this room, though.
You can't be by the kitchen. You got to know.
The person who stays at the latest has to take this room.
Yeah. So she yells at them about how they need their beauty sleep. And of course, Everett yells back, but they're like yelling, apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry for being hungry and drunk. And she's like, just shut up.
Go to bed.
So I'm assuming Lindsay and Everett go to bed. Kyle and Amanda do not. They go skinny dipping, which wakes up the twins again. They're pissed. Oof. And then we find out that Kyle broke up with Amanda before summer because he didn't want to be cuffed down. But I guess if you got nothing better, you bring home that ex-girlfriend.
This is the problem sounds great in theory to break up with this girl so you can go date someone all summer or like go be free spirit all summer.
Yeah, but
like it's not like we get text, so it's like who's texting who to initiate this? Why are you responding? Like, I guess it's just easy if you don't meet anyone out.
Kyle clearly invited her over, and I think it was one of those, I have nothing else, so I might as well have you.
Yes, but did she text him? Did she text him at midnight and be like, where are you? And he was like, I'm at this bar.
I can already tell you, Kyle's not going to catch feelings because he's going to want to be a summer fuckboy, and Amanda's going to catch feelings.
Yes.
So I can already tell you this is a bad idea.
Like he's doing this because this is just where he was at the end of the night. She's doing this because she wants to be there.
Yes. And then they have really loud sex. Lovely. Which also wakes up the twins.
Oh, God.
They're like, who is that? And I was like,
they need to get some earplugs, the twins do. Because clearly they're light sleepers.
Okay, so it's now Saturday morning. Carl finally comes home at 6 a.m. Listen, last summer, Carl was in a co-ed summer house, and this girl got jealous because she had feelings for Carl, so he couldn't bring home any girls. So he's just going to do the away game thing where he doesn't
said he did not spend one night in his summer house last year.
Yeah. Away game Carl. So he's trying to do the politics of another co-ed summer house because he is feeling Lauren. So he's going to sleep somewhere else and not bring a girl home.
Yes.
So at 10 a.m. we wake up, we go by the pool. Christina needs her sunscreen. Lindsay doesn't have her sunscreen.
The fuck, where is it? I gave it to you upstairs.
I love Christina's like, I just gave you the sunscreen. And Lindsay's like, I gave it back to you. And she's like, no, you didn't.
I guess I put it down like, somewhere.
Well, I don't know. It's somewhere. Ugh. So Christina and Lindsay have known each other for 7 to 8 years. And they were roommates in LA, and they're roommates now.
Mm-hmm.
And Christina just finds Lindsay selfish at times. And
no matter if she is or isn't selfish, that is really hard to live with someone all the time.
All the time, 24/7.
To not have an escape.
Yeah. Agreed. And then so Christina's an entertainment reporter. So her job is to gossip, as Lindsay says, which I think would be a lovely job. I love to gossip. Sign me up.
Basically get paid to do this here too.
So they fight a lot. It's two strong personalities. And Christina also doesn't really like Lindsay and Everett, but for different reasons than everyone else. More of like roommate things. Everett's always there.
Yeah, I think it's just on her nerves. She likes Everett.
Lindsay always talks about Everett.
She's friends with Everett. She likes Everett. She doesn't like, I think, the annoyance of her roommate having a boyfriend.
Yes, agreed. So this is actually Steven's first summer in a house. He says he's like, I can't imagine living with my roommate all the fucking time and having no effing sleep. And Christina is like, we should do a drinking game every time Lindsay and Everett call each other babe. Which I love it. Kind of funny.
That's the beauty of living with people. Like when they annoy you, you have to come up with shit like that to get through it. Everybody has those people.
You can't get mad. Yeah. So Christina, Lindsay, and Ashley go for a drive. Ashley asked Lindsay about the night because Lindsay goes out and she said they lost Carl, and Ashley super skeptical about Carl because Carl slept out, and she doesn't think Lauren's mad, but it's not great for her twin to be falling. But
I think she's thinking like, ooh, this isn't good. He's hooking up with other people.
Yeah.
Lauren doesn't really have feelings yet. She just thinks he's like cute and fun. Yes. When those feelings are caught, this isn't going to be good.
Mm-hmm. So then we have lunch with not all the boys, just some of the boys. It's Carl, Kyle, and Everett. Game plan for the day. There's girls at this restaurant.
Oof.
We're going to stare because we care. Boys. So Everett asked Carl, like, hey, man, where'd you go last night? And Carl's like, well, I saw this old fling, and she stole my hat. So I obviously had to go get my hat back. And
how to get the hat back.
Cheesiest answer. And Kyle had his for her sleepover of the summer. Home game, away game. We love it. But Kyle's nervous it's going to turn into a regular thing with Amanda. But Kyle needs to be single because he could have had a regular thing with Amanda and he broke it off, so he can't do it. He can't go back.
We got to find other people. I'm not going to text her. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to lead her on and text her.
And this is where we find out Amanda has told Kyle that she can't just be friends with him. So they should not be hanging out. They should not be hooking up.
I know. She needs to have more discipline, and he needs to not respond because it seems like he doesn't want to lead her on for this whole summer. Like,
yes. It's just if I have nothing better, I know Amanda's there, which isn't great. That's not.
I don't think he goes into the night thinking that. I think once she's in front of him, he's like, okay,
he's drunk, and no one else is there. And he's like, hey, it happens. It's not great.
Yeah,
Amanda should probably block his number.
Exactly.
Hook up with someone else.
Yep.
So then we find out Carl also lived in LA, and he was actually in a serious relationship. And there was a lot of pressure to propose because her older sisters were all married. So he looked into getting a skywriter to propose, but then instead on her private plane decided to break up with her.
Wild.
On the plane.
Okay, what I want to know, was it while they were in the air? Like, did they just touch down?
It had to be.
At home touchdown, or when they were going somewhere? He said it was
no, Everett asked him, it was like, that must have been the most awkward plane ride. And Carl's like, you have no idea. So I think they were in the air, and she was like, the ring, and he's like, actually, and then it like happened, and he was like, oh no, and then it was awkward. God. But Carl basically said he broke up with her because she wasn't the kind of person he could live in a cardboard box with. I get this. Yeah,
she had this private jet and all this stuff. So it's like you can't date someone for all the benefits they bring. You got to actually like the person.
Yeah. Look at the person, and he didn't like the person. But listen, I'm going to tell everyone, if we're living in a cardboard box, I'm unpleasant, no matter who you are.
I agree. I think it's like strip away everything else, and do you still like that person? I'm
unpleasant as can be in a cardboard.
Oh Lordy.
Okay, so then back to the girls. We're shopping for 4th of July stuff, and Christina thinks this is the time to talk to Lindsay. Oh, and Christina has this is the thing though, Lindsay hasn't been home. So Christina has felt this tension and she wanted to clear it up before the weekend, but Lindsay didn't respond to her text and was probably at Everett's. So Christina never got the chance to speak with her. So now we're out of the house. I kind of get it, right? We're out of the house.
Yeah.
This is the most alone time we're going to get because Everett for once isn't here. Let's clear this up. And Lindsay's like, well, I think you've changed and there's just too much drama. And Christina's like, well, you're with your boyfriend all the time. So I don't know how you'd know about any drama happening, basically.
How do you know what's going on in my life?
And then Ashley's watching all this going, this is a bad idea. These two should have gotten separate summer houses.
I'm getting out of here.
And then Christina says she doesn't have a problem with Everett and Lindsay, but Lindsay thinks that Christina is bitter and jealous. So
could you imagine if you were telling your friend, like, listen, like all you do is talk about yourself. And she's like, you're just bitter and jealous. I'd be like,
I have had a friend say that to me. I have had friends say that. Yes.
Oh my God. You're like,
and I don't mean to be bitter and jealous, but listen, I had a friend whose boyfriend he was always there. Even when she was like, it's just going to be us two, he would roll in 30 minutes later. And I'd be like, I'm going to lose it. So there was one day I was like, you got to stop bringing your boyfriend around. Okay. This is not the Trace Amigos. Okay. I have other things
we need one-on-one time, or I need
you guys are going to sit there and cuddle. And then I sit on the side watching some movie I didn't want to watch. This is an issue. And she was like, you're just bitter that you don't have a boyfriend. And I was like, goodbye.
No, I just don't need his presence around me all the time.
Listen, I just need to go goodbye. I left. I was like, see ya. Yeah. So I get it, but also I get being in love. I get but he's all I want. I get having diarrhea of the mouth.
Yes, but you need to be like, it seems like all Lindsay does is talk to, all Lindsay does is talk about her boyfriend to her roommate and doesn't ask about her roommate. It's like, let me just talk about
that was the thing.
Not about the boyfriend, truly. Yes. It's literally nothing to do with Ashley Everett. It's about Lindsay's behavior because of Everett.
Christina just asked that when Lindsay talks about herself, she also asks how Christina is doing. And Lindsay's like, okay, that's fine, but don't talk about my relationship. And Christina's like, great.
I would love to not talk about it.
Halfway less tension.
This seems like it's going to go really well this season, by the way. This relationship is going to be bad. Top notch.
Oh God, I can't imagine. Okay, back to lunch with the boys though. Carl, because there's this big group of girls and he's only a man. He decides he's going to send over a bottle of rosé. So while he's doing that, Kyle wants to ask Everett about this ring talk that might be going on. And Everett says what he has with Lindsay is super special and he could live out of a cardboard box with her, which let me tell you, in 2 seconds of knowing Lindsay, she's not living out of any cardboard box. This bitch, she's as miserable as I am. And Everett and Lindsay have been talking about being together for 2 years, to which Kyle is like, I'm sorry, I've known you both for that amount of time. And this has never once come up.
Okay, this does make sense to me though. Like, truly, like friends going into relationships, if you're friends beforehand, they are typically more successful because you do have such a great foundation.
Yes.
It makes sense to me that they would say like, oh, I could see us getting married after maybe dating like a few months, just because you have known them for so much longer. Yes. But talking about buying a ring, still a no. What the hell are we doing?
Also, I don't think these two have been friends for 2 years going, we should totally get together in the future. We should.
No, most don't happen that way though.
I think they each probably liked each other, and it's just like recently one of them made a move and it happened, kind of thing.
Yes,
but
they also don't seem like they're like, like best friend, like best childhood friends, where it's like you kind of are always meant to be. You have such a close bond. These two don't also seem like they've been the closest for 2 years.
No, they just have had crushes, and then one of them made a move,
and then are in the same friend group.
And they think they've been talking about being together for super long, but they really haven't been. They've just been thinking to themselves about it, which is not
they've
great.
Had internal conversations with themselves.
So then Carl is making some headway with the girls because it turns out to be one of these girls' birthdays. So she's super gracious and loves this bottle of wine.
Oh yeah, and Carl goes that bottle of rosé.
Yeah. He ditches the boys so fast to go hang out with these girls and just fists a piece of French toast into his mouth.
Toast. This is the way apparently you flirt in the Hamptons.
You stuff your face with French toast. If I
just dip it in here.
I'm gonna make it so far in the Hamptons if all I have to do is stuff my face with French toast
and like drink rosé and eat French toast.
Rosé. Oh, I don't even have to exercise. Got it. No bathing suits here, only French toast.
All the stairs of those summer houses will do it for you because I think they're all down, 3 stories.
100%. So now we're back at the house. It's dinner time. There's fireworks. Stephen gives us a fun little story about where he's from in Alabama. They don't do fireworks on the 4th. They do them in August because they get the fireworks on sale.
I love this so much.
I love Stephen so much.
Oh,
okay,
God.
We get sparklers. Oh, what? Steven?
I was going to say, he is just giving me everything I need out of a reality TV show where like other people bring the drama, but somebody needs to bring the comments and Steven's bringing the comments.
Someone needs to be the audience in the drama because we need that kind of bridge. That's what makes a good reality show is if there's one person that can bridge it. Yes. And then so the sparklers die out, everyone goes inside except Carl and Lauren, and they talk about how Carl gets pedicures and how he's very clean, which I think Lauren likes. Who doesn't like a clean guy?
That's a plus.
And Lauren is totally attracted to Hot Carl. So from now on, he's gonna be known as Hot Carl. With that hair. With Hot Carl with the hair.
With the weird hair.
Meredith loves.
It'll be Hot Carl when he has his hair done well, and just Carl when he has the swoop.
Yeah. It's this thing was just Carl, but now we're about to go out with Hot Carl.
Hell yeah.
We're getting drinks. Carl and Lauren are flirting by doing the state capitals, which if there's a way to get a guy, it's to know that the capital of California is Sacramento.
I guess. And Lauren's like, I'm giving the vibes off, but he is not kissing me, which I have been there, honey. You're like,
at one point, they're sitting on the bench watching something on his phone. And I was like,
and she's like cuddled in really close.
Yeah. And he's like holding this phone out for them to watch Seinfeld or whatever they're fucking doing. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I'm like, what is going on? Carl has zero.
Meanwhile,
moves.
Honestly, Ashley and Steven were getting it on the dance floor. They were tangoing. That was more sexual chemistry than I got from Lauren and Carl.
I was like, I don't understand how Carl hooked up with a girl last night because I guess it was an old flame, but like, I can't wait to see his game with someone he completely doesn't know. Wait, no, we literally saw it at lunch. He did way better with those girls at lunch than right here, right now.
I hope I go to the Hamptons and some dude comes up to me and goes, quick, capital of Illinois or some shit. And I'm like, Springfield. And then we date. We date forever. I can't wait.
I could do that.
So Lauren's sick of this shit. She's gonna take matters into her own hands, and she pulls him in for a kiss.
Yeah, she has like her arm run around his neck, and it's like, if you don't kiss me now, if you don't kiss me now, like you're fucking crazy.
I'll strangle you. I'll strangle you. Basically, my hands are around your neck. I'm here. So they kiss, and Kyle sees it, and he's like, "Oh no. Inner house hookups."
That is messy. Any inner friendship hookup is messy, but like just a casual hookup in your summer house.
Yeah, if you live together. So then the chemistry may be real, but so is Ashley. That bitch is real, and she's gonna come for you, Carl, if you do anything.
Just, like, watching.
That's the scariest part about hooking up with Lauren, though, would be like Ashley's there.
Then you pissed off two people.
Yeah, and they're both kind of crazy.
Because even like friends, if they were just like friends and not twins, at least like you probably have a better chance that the friend's going to be understanding.
This is unconditional love for a person.
Yeah,
they're gonna fucking take you down. I'd be so scared if I was Brad, Ashley's husband, like meeting Lauren. I'd be like, "Hello, how are? Am I dating both of you now? This is the thing."
Did they go to college together? Did Lauren and Ashley go to college together? Do we know?
I can't imagine twins are separated, right?
So he probably We'll talk about it on the post show. Let's talk about it on the post show.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Great. Okay, so we go home. Carl and Lauren are making out by the pool. Carl doesn't want any drama, but he likes Lauren, which these two girls are so high maintenance, dude. How do you think they're not drama? 2 minutes ago, they were yelling at people eating in the kitchen. You're going to tell me? I would be
very
scared.
True. But he wasn't there. He was not home when that happened.
You're
he was
also
at
right.
Some other girls,
You're also right.
Some other girl's place.
He should have checked in with Carl and Everett before he made this move, but he didn't. So then he takes Lauren up to bed, and shit can only go down because this season we have parties and drinks and pools and boats and slip and slides and farts and frozen bananas and some attitudes. And someone's turning 30 and Ashley's leaving New York. Everett and Lindsay are moving in together. Kyle kisses a lot of people and makes Amanda cry. Carl and Lauren break a bed. Christina loves to gossip. Lindsay and Everett fight because he got a girl's phone number. Carl's being a player and makes Lauren cry. Kyle breaks up with Amanda again. Lindsay's gonna go sleep in a bed with a guy that's not Everett because she tells Everett that exact sentence. So, that's how I feel. Yay.
That's okay. A lot.
Are you ready for fun, not fun?
Yeah.
So for people just joining us, this is the part where Meredith and I pick one person who was a fun time in the summer house and one person who was not a fun time in the summer house.
Not a super big spoiler, but at some point in the series, Kyle says, summer should be fun.
Yes.
Blake,
so that's why.
Not fun.
Not fun. So that's why we do fun, not fun. So Meredith, do you have one? Do you have a fun, not fun for us?
Ooh, you know what? I have to give it to Carl. He's with the new summer. Yeah, Carl is fun. He is with the new summer house group. He is truly living up his summer. You know, like he didn't get to go to the beach growing up all the time. So he's going to make the most of it. He is young. He is single. He goes out on Friday night. Like barely anyone goes out. He spends the night out. He gets in before anybody can even see him, takes a nice little nap till 10 a.m., goes to lunch with the dudes, makes out with his hot roommate.
Eats French toast like there's no tomorrow.
Eats fine. Yes, the only thing he did wrong was brush his teeth with the hairbrush and have that weird ass haircut.
I'm gonna pick Steven because this is his first summer, full summer in a house.
Yeah,
he's just a little boy from Alabama. He's sleeping on a couch, just trying to make the ends meet. It looks like, but he's, you know what? He is gonna make the best, even though the best of the summer. Because even though his best friend Lindsay is now dating Everett, he is gonna spend the summer with Malibu Barbie twins and their drunk cousin Kyle, and he's gonna have a great time doing it.
He's got all the comments. I can't wait to learn more about him.
I can't wait.
You know, like what he does.
Yeah, he's fascinating. He's crazy. Wait. Yeah, very fascinating. Who's not fun? I have. Everyone was kind of fun, but I'm gonna go with Lindsay just because. Listen, as a single gal, if you get into a relationship 2 months before this summer house, I'm gonna be pissed because the drama's gonna ensue. Her and Christina were not communicating. Lindsay can't even end on a good note. She had to be like, "Fine, but keep my relationship out your mouth."
Yeah. I'm shocked Everett didn't do a different house.
I know.
I feel like that would have been fine.
It seems like Christina got the short end of the stick because her ass is on the ground somewhere while Lindsay's still in bed. So for right now, Lindsay to me is not fun. Sorry.
See, I'm going to go to the other side of Christina just because if one of those was my roommates, so you already picked Lindsay, so I'm going to go with Christina because Christina isn't bringing anything fun. Like, all she has is drama with her roommate, which isn't fun to deal with. It's not like she's going out really. We barely saw her doing anything fun. She didn't play beer pong that night. She didn't go out on Friday night. I don't even remember seeing her at the bar on Saturday, and she got into a fight with her roommate and is just throwing bitchy shade about some sunscreen.
Not fun.
Remember when she threw the sunscreen at Lindsay?
Yeah, these two roommates are not fun.
No.
Not fun. Let's leave them at home.
Yeah. Why don't you stay home this weekend, babes?
But are you excited to see what happens on this season of Summer?
I'm pumped. Because I don't think this is a spoiler, but they have different houses over the years. And so I have never even seen this house. So this is a new layout. I feel like I've never seen this show before outside of knowing a few of the characters.
Do you have any fun predictions for the season?
I have a feeling that it seems like I bet Carl spends the night out every night except for like 4. And if he doesn't spend the night out, I feel like he's gonna hook up with Lauren. I feel like Kyle's gonna, in a sense, kind of do the opposite, where Amanda is always coming to his room, and then he's gonna spend like 4 nights out, and that's gonna be the problem. I feel like Steven is gonna get pissed at Lindsay, and obviously Christina's already there, but I feel like they're going to be on the same page and Lindsay's not. I feel like Everett and Lindsay are going to have a lot of fights this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there's really no cool. Yeah, the drama shall ensue. Let's do it. Well, I used to have this great sign off for Summer House, but now I guess it's
not applicable.
It's not applicable right now. But we'll do your predictions every episode for now.
Okay.
Because that'll be fun. But we'll sign off and say thank you so much. We love that you're listening with us.
Yes. Ready to go on this journey for all those newbies. And then for me, and then all the people have seen it with Alicia. Thanks, guys.
Yay.